23 and 24 November, I had a call from Riya Chakravarti. I found that I had treated 110 dignitaries in my life, and 110 was Sushant Singh Rajput.
He's a renowned yogic healer with almost 40 years of experience. He has been a healer to Dhirubhai Ambani, actors like Sushant Singh Rajput, and other political leaders.
Though you call me healer, I am actually an energy trader. Human intelligence and divine intelligence may not work simultaneously.
What is actually healing and how it works?
I will call anybody a healer who can cure a disease which doctors cannot cure. My best patients are people who do not believe.
I have also heard that you use old ancient wisdom of Patanjali to perform this yogic healing.
So even in Vedas, there are two clear-cut mentions about healing. So in that astrological magazine, which is very reputed, I wrote an article in October 1973 that India is going to make an atom bomb next year. So my first big person is Dhirubhai Ambani, absolutely. I was the person who was going to Dhirubhai's office with chappals. In that time, his total right side was affected. And then I met a lot of industrialists, not one. I met Madhupa Singhania, Raymond. Then I treated Chief Minister of Karnataka, Dharam Singh. In Dalmia family, I treated about 20 people in that his family. I have treated 1 lakh people.
हेलो व्यूअर्स, आज के एपिसोड में हम आपके लिए लेके आए हैं एक और हीलर, मोहन सदाशिव जोशी। इनका नाम तो आपने सुना ही होगा। ही इज़ अ renowned yogic healer with almost 40 years of experience, and he has been transforming thousands and millions of lives using ancient philosophy of Patanjali Yoga. He has cured multiple diseases from paralysis, tumors to rare conditions like mitochondrial dysfunction. He has given relief where medicine had no answer. In this session, you are going to understand what yogic healing is, how it works, what healing is in general, and how you can apply it in your own life from now itself. A very warm welcome, Mohanji. I'm so thrilled to have you on the session. And this is wonderful. I mean, it's a blessing coming true having a session with such a big healer of India. Thank you so much. How are you today?
What you told is not actually proper. I am a small man, and my all powers are not mine. In a meditative state of mind, I connect to higher forces, and whatever happens is through them. So I just touch, and he cures.
That's being very humble of you, telling that you have no hand in this play, but definitely you have worked yourself out to be the medium, because it's not possible for everybody to touch and cure. If you were becoming that medium, he has been a healer to Dhirubhai Ambani, actors like Sushant Singh Rajput, and other political leaders. And this is being very, very humble of you, saying that you have no hand to play in this. So amazing.
Actually, just you just mentioned I'm a medium, right?
Yeah.
So what is medium? Medium never acts. Medium never performs.
Ji.
So I will give you an example of electric wire. Electric wire goes to the fridge. It takes energy from the source and goes to the fridge. Does
Ji.
does electric wire perform? No. Same way, my work is like an electric wire. I'm a medium. So my job is just to pass on the energy from the divine source to the patient. And I'm like, my function is like an electric wire.
I 100% respect what you are saying, but I am not a medium and I want to be like you. For
Yes.
me, you are an inspiration.
Yes. To
That's what I want to
yes.
convey. You are an
So
inspiration for healers like us, and you are a hope to so many patients that, yes, there is one person who can cure us, and where medical has no answer. So, definitely, that's inspiring for me.
the,
And
the, the secret is becoming a medium and a perfect medium. If we are a perfect medium, it just happens through you.
yeah, yeah. So, viewers, he's opening up cards right in the starting of the session. So, I hope you guys stay engaged for the entire conversation. So, Mohanji, let's just connect with divine energy for a few minutes, surrender the session, set an intention for the session that why we are doing this conversation, and then we can jump right into the conversation. Let's just meditate for 2 minutes. Mohanji, I invite you to share your intention with us.
The purpose of today's conversation, as far as I am concerned, to tell the truth about healing, tell the truth about the healing modalities, you all may be knowing there are a lot of healing modalities prevailing today.
Mhm.
For example, Reiki, Pranic, Matrix, Johariel, and whatnot. As far as my understanding goes, there are more than 30 healing modalities today in the world, all over the world. But you people will be surprised that in 1980, at least I can talk about India 100%ly, that as in 1980, there was not a single healing modality in India.
Mm.
As in 1980, there was not a single coach in India. The Reiki we are talking about, I think it entered India in 1989 or 90.
Mm.
And that through one Paula Heron, American lady. The Japanese system entered India through an American lady, Paula Heron, or somebody.
जी, मोहन जी, बिल्कुल, and let's touch the truth about the healing. और my intention also here is more and more people comes to know about what actually healing is. Whatever myths they have around healing, they get cleared, and they can invite healing in their life. They can know a different way of living. They can invite the divine energy in their life, and thus understand the magic of it, experience the magic of it. So I have that intention, and with these pure intentions, let's just begin this conversation. And my first question to you is, what is actually healing? And how it works, and what is the origin, what is the history of it? Why would somebody in our age, in our era, would believe in something like energy healing?
In my understanding, healing is that therapy where no medicine, no instrument is used. The real instruments are fingertips of a person. And healing is not a prerogative of any caste, creed, and religion. Many think that the healing was invented, say, 100 or 150 years back, but it is not truth. Healing is ancient. Healing is going on from thousands of years. I will give you some example. Jesus was a great healer, so it was exactly before 2000 years
Hmm.
before.
Ji.
So my first statement is healing is at least 2000-year old. But
Mhm.
even that is not correct, because if you go through the mythology of Greek and Roman empires, the Greek and Roman civilization have healing god. Any civilization having healing god, that means that time healing existed.
Right.
So if you consider this point, Roman and Greek civilization was about 3000 years back.
Mhm.
We can go further, and we everybody knows that when we go to doctors writes give us certain prescription.
Ji.
But before that prescription, they write RX.
Ji.
Yes. What is that RX?
No
RX
clue.
is a symbol, modified symbol of a Egyptian deity, Eye of Horus. So that
Why would a doctor write initials of a
yes,
deity?
that that RX symbol says take it and get well. In a way,
Mhm.
doctors say RX take it and get well, novel Jill. RX take it and get well, metamorphin, like that.
Mhm.
Okay. So if we consider this, then healing was known 5,000 years back, because Egyptian civilization is more than 5,000 years. Pyramids, they date back to 4,500 years. But this is again not perfectly true, because you may be knowing shamanism, shamanic healing.
Ji. Ji.
So if you Google shaman, you will find that shamanism or real shamans were before 10,000 years, minimum 10,000 years. So this everything proves that healing was there, and healing was not invented, say, 100 years or 150 years before, as claimed now.
Mhm.
And if at all we have to learn healing, we need to learn that type of healing which was prevalent that time. Even in our Vedas, there are two references where we can find healing. Now, again, as far as time of Vedas is concerned, people may consider 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000 years, right?
Hmm.
So even in Vedas, there are two clear-cut mentions about healing. There is one rucha available in the Veda, that diseases can be cured by the fingertips of human being, and the energy surrounding us They work through the fingertips of a human being and can cure diseases. There is a clear-cut statement in Vedas. There are certain good energies in the atmosphere. When they work through the fingertips of human being, they can cure diseases. This is a statement in Veda. Another statement is healing can happen by sight, by thought, by speech, and by touch. The healing energies can be transferred by sight, that is eyes, by speech, that is vani, by touch, and by thought. So this statement we get in the Vedas also. See, this is just to prove how the healing is ancient and not something invented now.
So
Now, if I,
so
yes,
how many years old will it be now? Like
it may be 10, 15,000 year old. If you go to shaman, some people say shaman were even 40,000 years before. So at least healing is 10,000 years before. So the today's claim that somebody invented in 1916 that Reiki is false. Secondly, if I tell you that one of the best healers in the world, the best healers in the world, I will give you some names: Edgar Cayce, Harry Edwards, Bruno Groening, Joe Sarigo. All these healers were great. But one of the point why they were great, because they have not learned today's healing modalities.
So you are saying they haven't learned Reiki or
That's
any
why,
particular modality?
yes,
Then how were they healing if they didn't learn
that's
any
why
of
they were
these?
good healers, because this healing is not, healing cannot be learned like that, like other courses. Just like you learn law, just like you learn computer, in that way, healing cannot be learned.
तो अगर मुझे हीलर बनना है, what would I do then?
So I think you learned Reiki.
I did.
Yes. If anybody joins any healing modality class, whether it's a Reiki or pranic or anything, any other modality, the two fundamentals are common everywhere. Whether you attend Reiki class, whether you attend pranic class, or any other cosmic healing class or whatever, the two statements will be common everywhere. The first statement will be from the coach: the source of healing is divine energy.
Right.
Because you are attending a Reiki class, that Reiki coach will say you Reiki energy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Suppose you are attending a pranic class, he will say pranic energy. But basically, the source of healing is the divine energy. Only he will describe in a different words: Reiki energy, pranic energy, cosmic energy, divine energy, whatever. So this fundamental point, in everywhere you will find that healing happens due to divine energy.
Right. Correct.
It can be classified in Reiki, pranic, chi, whatever.
Right.
Now the second fundamental point is you are a medium. You are a channel, or you are a vessel, or you are a vehicle. These words will be different, but the meaning is same. You are an instrument or channel of healing.
Correct.
And these two fundamentals are common. And only these fundamentals are important in healing.
Not the symbols,
Nothing.
invoking Reiki, rituals.
Yes, only two. Now problem is how to become a medium. Nobody teaches you. And I'm giving one example. Suppose you call me a healer, right? But I will say, in fact, though you call me healer, I am actually an energy trader. Why I'm calling energy trader? This is something like a trading activity. See, traders do not have goods in the shop. They bring the goods and sell the goods.
Right.
Same way, healer does not have any power. He take the power from the universe and pass it on to patient. Is it okay? So what healer does, he connect to the higher forces, divine forces. He takes the energy and it passes to the patient.
How can one be a medium? I understand that we
Yes,
need.
yes.
It's the divine energy which
Right.
is in
So
play.
if at all somebody has to learn healing, he has to acquire more energy, because he's a energy trader. When you are a energy, where you start some shop, you have to store the goods.
Right.
So now tomorrow I am going to be healer means tomorrow I am going to be energy trader.
True.
So I must have enough energy inside.
Okay.
Suppose you are selling a sari, you have to stock 100 saris, 50 saris, 10 saris, right?
Right.
Now if I want to be an energy trader, there must be enough energy in me.
Right.
So my first duty is to acquire additional energy.
And how you are going to do it?
I can explain in my class. But what is important is, see, this for the two fundamentals, healing is divine energy, and
Mhm.
you are a medium. On these 2 points only, healing works, not any other. So
मैंने I have also heard that you use old ancient wisdom of Patanjali to perform this yogic
yes,
healing.
yes,
Do you want to share something about that?
yes,
What actually you are picking up from
yes.
Patanjali teachings?
So first point is you have to acquire more energy. There are some techniques, and that can be talked in a long class. I take 3 hour session. And secondly, we have to become a medium. Now, first we have to understand what is medium.
Right.
So I explained just before, medium is like a wire.
Correct.
Wire does not perform, so
Correct.
you need not perform.
Correct.
And when you talk about aura, this is performing.
Let's go back to the previous question where I was asking you what teachings from Patanjali are you using
Yes,
for
yes,
this
right.
healing?
So my point is, if you want to become a healer, you must become a medium.
Correct.
If you become a good medium, you are automatically a good healer.
Correct.
If you are a mediocre medium, you are a mediocre healer.
Right.
If you do not become medium, you do not become healer. Simple thing.
Correct.
Now you have to become a good medium. Now I told you what is medium. It is just like electric wire.
Correct.
Now every human being has 60,000 thoughts.
Correct.
Scientists say there are 60,000 thoughts in your mind,
Yes.
and actually our mind is a medium. So you have to correct your mind. And nobody in the world can teach you how to correct the mind except Patanjali. There comes the Patanjali. Nobody can train your mind other than Patanjali. And Patanjali's techniques can make your mind blank. The mind, Patanjali's techniques can make your mind zero. And actually, healing happens in the zero state of mind, in a meditative state of mind, in the trance state of mind. Either you have to go to the trance, or you have to develop a state of mind which is equivalent to trance. And that state of mind can only heal. That state of mind can only does miraculous healing, because mind is the antenna. Mind is the antenna which receives divine energy. Unless your antenna is okay, healing cannot be okay. So if you are the best, our emphasis should be how to become a good medium, and there Patanjali helps. And Patanjali's Sutra, Yoga Sutra, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra has mentioned techniques to change the mind, to focus the mind, to make the mind zero. So that's why there are lakhs of healers in the world, maybe 10 lakhs of healers in the world, and there are thousands have paper degrees, but as their mind is not okay, they
Mm-hmm.
can't heal properly. They have only paper degrees, and healing does not require any knowledge like aura, balancing of chakra. We can talk about that if you require, if you want, because healing we did not perform. Now I will
Hmm.
make a statement that there are 10 lakh healers, and I differ from every healer in the world. So naturally, you will ask me what's the difference.
Right.
I will
So
say all these 10 lakh healers, they are performing. They are trying to do something, while do nothing is my technique. When I heal somebody, at that time, I do nothing. So my technique is I do nothing is my technique at that time. I don't perform at that time. So
few questions here, Mohanji. First thing you said, we need to transcend our thoughts. We need to be in a shunya state, in a
right,
zero
right,
state,
right.
right? So during the healing, some people also do healing for their goals, for their manifestations. So at that time also, would there be no, for this kind of healing to work, shouldn't there be any
See, my
visualizations?
my idea of healing is for mental and physical diseases.
Correct.
This is
It's not about
no, it's
manifestation. Okay.
manifestation, job. This is, I think, this is for business. I did for business.
Okay.
Basically, healing, even dictionary healing means to be cured. Huh?
Right.
So,
Right.
mental or physical diseases, this is the only area of healing.
So you do not make any visualizations of energy flowing through you or
You
flowing
need
into.
not, what I said, do nothing. Then where
Hmm.
comes the visualization? Where comes the screening and observing the aura and chakra? Nothing is there.
So you're saying you do not You do not play with the chakra energies or the aura
No,
energy,
because
nothing.
suppose I play with the chakra, that means my mind will be engrossed.
Correct.
And what I need
And
is
thus you won't be embodied.
zero mind. I need not perform. See, simple thing. See, people are coming to me where diseases are incurable. What it means, the human knowledge has exhausted. Right?
Right.
So anyway, my thinking and my knowledge is not important because the disease is incurable. Now
Correct.
what I do, I just connect to higher forces and convey my problem to them. So this patient has a mitochondrial dysfunction, make the person all right. That is the only request, and then I do nothing. This lady has a migraine from 15 years. Take out that migraine. That is the only one thought,
Intention
and
that
then
you
I
have.
do nothing. And that I do nothing is my technique. And for that I do nothing, you have to become a good medium. So healing basically is very simple. You have to become a good medium, and you have to learn some techniques to acquire some more energy. That's all. Now, take a case of aura. What is aura? Aura is the reflection. Suppose you go to doctor will, suppose you have a fracture, the doctor will treat your hand or the, what do you call, reflection.
Hand.
Doctors cannot treat reflection, right? He has to
Correct.
keep the bandage on the hand. Same way, you cannot treat the reflection. Another point is, if you are angry, your aura will be different. It is ever changing, ever changing. So how you can rely on aura as far as healing is concerned? The aura will be changing. When you are angry, it will be different. When you are successful, that aura will be different. When you are depressed, aura will be different. How you can rely on such a aura for healing? And as far as chakra is concerned, I don't say there is no aura. I don't say there are no chakras. What I say, the chakras and auras are not concerned with healing. They are just placed like packaging. So it looks attractive. When in the course aura and chakra is covered, it becomes attractive, but not useful. In reality, for healing, just to become a medium is sufficient. I will give you an example.
Chakras are energy points, right? If you're
Yes.
doing energy healing, that will clear any blockages in those energy areas, right? So how come they're not part of the energy healing?
See, healing is first problem is healing is not done; it happens.
Right.
So there is no question of performance from a healer point of view.
So you don't have to think or actually interact with the
Do
chakra or the aura.
okay.
Let the things happen.
Listen one point.
Yeah.
Now, anyway, whether it is any therapy, the divine energy, divine intelligence is acting, right?
Correct.
So you need to suggest that divine energy that this chakra is wrong. Doesn't know?
Correct.
Are you suggesting? No. So we are total surrender is more important in healing. You have to surrender to somebody and make your mind thoughtless or minimum thoughts. So in a way, I will give you one formula of healing power. Huh? This healer is good or this good. I will give you some, try to give you some formula of healing power, right? So healing power of a healer is directly proportional to the unconditional love for others. आपके पास, if you have maximum love for others, that is one point.
Okay.
Because healing is not a commercial activity. Healing is like a mother's hand. Mother do not expect anything from a child.
Right.
Healing is like that actually. So the first point is that the power of a healer is directly proportional to the unconditional love he has for others, for a sick, and inversely proportional to the number of thoughts in his mind. So, understood? Suppose anybody has 10 thoughts, another person has 5 thoughts, then he's a better healer. You know, unconditional love. We say love is God. Unconditional love is God. Normal love is not God. Right? So now, unconditional love is God. Unconditional love is divine. Okay? Same way, thoughtless is divine. Thoughtlessness is divine. Now we are combining both. Here is a person who has an unconditional love for the sick, and in the state of zeroness, that is no thought, thoughtlessness, he puts hand on somebody with the intention that the headache is gone, and it happens. Because The two
Right.
divine
Amazing.
forces join there: unconditional love and
And
thoughtlessness.
thoughtlessness.
And thoughtlessness is the key. And see, luckily I discovered that when I studied the uh, life of Harry Edwards and so many healers, say in 1700 centuries and 1800 centuries, what I understood, they were doing miracles in the trance state of mind. So I picked up there, if I had to perform, I have to enter that state of mind. Then I followed Patanjali and corrected my mind and become a medium. I can tell you, nobody is my guru in healing. Healing, there is no guru except Patanjali and these
Yeah.
people who I followed. But I have not learned healing from anybody. But that was my benefit.
Hmm.
If I have learned Reiki or Pranic, then again my mind will be conditioned and I will work like them only. It was my luck that I was fortunate not to learn these things.
One question here, Mohanji. How does a particular healing session of yours look like? So some patient comes to you with some disease. Then what happens in the session?
See, I ask him to sit on the chair
Mm-hmm.
and relax. And
Okay.
I request him to close his eyes.
Hmm.
And just to divert his thoughts, I request him to pray to his family god or whatever. Huh?
Hmm.
Suppose he's a Sai Baba Bhakta, let him think about Sai Baba.
Hmm.
If he's a Muslim, I will say pray to Allah.
Hmm.
If he's a Christian, I will say pray to Jesus.
Ji.
Here my intention is, at the time of healing, the person may be thinking.
Ji.
At least he should not think about his house or office or other matters.
Right.
Let us divert his mind to God or something.
Ji.
So he relaxes, closes the I also close my eyes. Then I put my one hand here on the head and
Mm-hmm.
other on the back.
Okay.
And everybody, 99.99% people say, my hands are warm.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say they are like an infrared lamp. And some people say they are like hot water bag. Very few people say they are like a mild current.
Mm-hmm.
I have to explain what I do. I also close my eyes. I put one hand on the head, one on the back, and just convey to the Almighty what is the problem. Say migraine. This person has a migraine. Take out the migraine. This person has a slip disc. Make his spine normal, or make it like just one sentence, one thought for a few seconds, and then I do nothing.
How
And
long
what
that session goes?
5 minutes, 2 minutes, even 2 minutes. I will give one example. In Gulbarga in 1998, I have treated 215 patients in one day. So you can assume that it takes 2 minutes. Otherwise, I cannot treat 215 in a day. In Delhi, in 2014, in Delhi, I have treated 125 people in one day on 28th May 2014 in the Hauskas area of Delhi. 125 in a day. So it clearly means I need 2 to 5 minutes for one patient.
Your particular healing session is like 5 minutes long maximum.
Maximum 5 minutes. Yes. If there is more crowd, it can be 2 minutes.
Amazing.
And very serious case or very difficult case, and if a rare patient, then maximum 20 minutes, I put my hand.
I have heard that you have been a medium in curing mitochondrial dysfunction. So in that particular session also it winded up in 5 minutes, or you
Yes.
took longer?
But luckily, what happened, the kid was just residing near me. So I could meet him every day for all 90 days, all the 3 months. And in the 3 months, he was 80% better.
So okay, so the healing needs to be repeated multiple days, is it?
Yes, in case it is required. Suppose somebody has a migraine or insomnia or depression, maybe 1 or 2 sittings are fine.
Okay.
But if a more chronic disease, it will take more time. Normally, patients see me once in a week, just for
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes, and they repeat it for 10 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever.
Okay. Once in a week, and they repeat it for 12 weeks.
Five
Do you
weeks, 10
use
weeks,
any
15.
kind of sage? Do you use any kind of sage, mantra chanting, or
I'm
chimes?
absolutely zero at that time. Almost zero. I try to be zero, and
Nothing.
naturally, I know nothing that time. Only everybody says I can even demonstrate. I have demonstrated to journalists when I put my hands like this.
Mm-hmm.
near the face of anybody, they say something like steam is coming.
Hmm.
Yes, when you people go for facial, no,
जी
that feeling is there. The steam is coming from a distance,
जी
and
जी
that energy is not mine. I have
राइट
access to that energy in a particular state of mind.
राइट
So what I say, in a particular state of mind, healing happens through the hands of healer, but he is not the doer. The intelligence is different. It is universal intelligence. It is a divine intelligence. It is not his intelligence, because human knowledge is already exhausted to cure diseases, incurable diseases. If at all incurable disease is cured, that means some divine energy, divine intelligence has acted. And further, I can say that is the taste of a healer. I will call anybody a healer who can cure a disease which doctors cannot cure. So, real taste of a healer is a healer should cure, yeah, help, yeah, reduce that disease which doctors are not able to do. Then only we have a proof that divine energy, divine intelligence has actually worked. Otherwise, we have no proof.
राइट राइट
When you claim that healing happens due to divine energy, we have to establish that. And if you can just take out a backache of somebody, even that a small buffin can do that. Why divine intelligence is required for that? So healer has to perform something, outperform the doctors. Then he's a healer. So my definition of healing is like this: just cure one disease which cannot be cured by doctor, then I can call him a healer. Because there we will have a proof that some other intelligence which is bigger, better than the human being has worked. I will like to tell you my one theory which I have uh, I have found out, or I have invented, you can say. And this is based. See what happens. You cannot put two swords in one cover, right?
करेक्ट
In the same way, you cannot observe two channels at a time. Suppose you are observing CNN now. If you want
करेक्ट
to observe NDTV, you make the CNN off, right?
करेक्ट
At the same time, two channel doesn't work,
करेक्ट
right? In the same
राइट
way, what I'm suggesting, human intelligence and divine intelligence may not work simultaneously. So when you off human intelligence, then divine intelligence work. When you become a medium, then divine intelligence work. You are also thinking, see, generally what happens, what healers do, they perform, they use their brain. At the same time, they think that divine energy will also help. That is not possible. This is my theory. Human intelligence and divine intelligence cannot work simultaneously.
simultaneously
So one intelligence have to take a backseat.
true true
So when our human intelligence is not useful, where the diseases are incurable. So why not stop that? And Patanjali only can tell the technique, and that is the reason why the world, all these therapies, they have come from the Western, right?
right
Mostly.
right
So they do not teach you how to become a medium, and because they know they cannot teach you, so they add something else, aura, chakra, something,
two
something else. That is
questions two line of questions that I have here is first line of question is when you say you can only learn this from Patanjali, are you talking about the 8 limbs of Patanjali?
no, that all. See, Patanjali has written a book, Patanjali Yoga Sutre. His intention was to attain samadhi.
Hmm.
A normal person you meet need not go to samadhi, right?
Right.
So we need to learn only that part which is connected to the mind. There is a portion which connects, which is related to mind, how to focus the mind and how to reduce the thoughts. Only that small portion you have to
The
use.
Pratihara Niyama,
So,
concentration dhyana.
only two. One is Trataka and one is Nadanusandhan.
Trataka and
Trataka will make you one pointed of mind, and the Nadanusandhan will help you to reduce the thoughts. And actually, this is the reality. Only these two, if we master, it's not a very big deal. Nadanusandhan nobody knows. Trataka a lot of people know, right?
yes
And Nadanusandhan is a fantastic technique of Patanjali. It's the best technique for meditation. I don't know why people go and learn meditation. Nadanusandhan is the best type of meditation. And just
amazing.
when I understood that, yes, initially I learned I read some books. That time there was no coach, but there were some books. Initially, I read the books, but found out no. And then when I observed the life of great healers, I understood everybody has performed in trance. Then I understood the technique. What is the medium? The correct meaning of medium is like a wire, no thought, nothing.
No thought.
So then I followed Patanjali, made my mind correct, and maybe I was lucky. Some
In other modalities, I also heard about negative energies, psychic surgery. So
yes.
anything, your perspective on that?
See, I will give you a practical example.
Mm-hmm.
I have treated more than 1 lakh people. And for instance, on some days I treated 100 people a day. Now, if at all there was some negativity,
Hmm.
are you finding that negative in me? I never wash my hands. I never wash my hands with the salt water. That is done in the pranic healing. No, not required. See, my mind, my thinking is, if you are positive, nothing is negative. Negativity is a creation of negative minds.
Hmm.
The divine energy, which is so much positive, why you bother about negativity? The divine energy is so positive. Why are you afraid of negativity? Because you people are, what I mean to say, you people are not positive. If we are positive and we have that abundant, first, what I told you first, acquire some energy. First step is acquire
Right.
some energy, and second step, become medium. So if you
Right.
acquire enough energy, there are techniques to acquire some energy. There is
Right.
no question of negativity. This negativity happens because these people are not taught how to acquire the energy.
Hmm.
If you have enough energy inside, and then if you are a perfect medium, no problem, because you are not doing anything. Only the almighty or whatever entity is using your hands, your body, nothing else.
You said that you put your hand on the head and the back. So have you ever done any distant healing where you're not in the
No,
same room
I
with
do
them?
not believe in distant healing, because again I will believe on the distant healing only when by distant healing incurable disease is cured. Understood? I know a lot of stories. I know a lot of stories that somebody has a pain and by sending Ricky, the pain has gone. That is not right. The correct test of healing is curing incurable disease. So unless I cure any or anybody cures incurable disease at a distance, we can't prove that.
Have you tried it in your own career?
No, no, no.
Tried distant
I
healing?
tried
Okay.
it in some way. People also said they were benefited, but I told you I have not treated incurable disease that way. So
Okay.
I do not infer, or I am not jumping to conclusion that I can do distant healing.
Hmm.
And if you just read about Sai Baba or even Jesus, see they have treated by touch.
Yeah.
Have you read that Sai Baba had treated somebody who was in the 2,000 miles away, or even Jesus in his lifetime, he
No.
he has he was touching.
Right.
So healing is best done by touch.
Thoda sa, if we can go into your own journey, why you started as a healer, what were you doing before that? What's your age now? How many years you have been practicing?
That is the long story, but
Yeah,
okay.
little bit of it,
Uh,
please.
I was working in the State Bank of India, Akola branch
Okay.
in
You were a
19.
banker before.
Yes. I was working in a bank, but that I was working in a Akola. So
Akola means?
Akola is the district place in Maharashtra.
Okay. Okay.
Why I'm saying that, the Akola is not a, that time the population was less than 1 lakh. 1 lakh.
Mm-hmm.
Then at the age of 18, I started studying astrology,
Okay.
and by that time I became master in astrology.
Okay.
So I became very famous in Akola as an astrologer.
Okay.
So I
You
was
still
working.
do predictions?
Yes. So I was working in a bank, but also famous in astrology,
Okay.
and quite famous. And I can tell you one thing: at the age of 24,
Hmm.
that is 1974, my
Mm-hmm.
24, I was invited to All India Astrological Convention in Calcutta. My age was 24.
You might have been the youngest there, no?
Yes. And why I was called there? That there was a reason.
Why?
So at that time there was a very famous magazine, astrological magazine from Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
Even now it may be, but the editor may be different now. Okay.
Ji.
So in that astrological magazine, which is very reputed, I wrote an article in October 1973.
Okay.
that India is going to make an atom bomb next year. That is 1974.
Okay.
I gave the astrological combinations. When that Pluto will enter the second 10 degrees of certain Rashi, India will
Right.
make atom bomb. This was the statement made
Right.
in October 1973.
Right. And then
And on 18th May
Pokhran
1974, there was first Pokhran experiment in India's
test, right?
atomic explosion. So I was
Yeah.
the only person who
Predicted that.
predicted
In
1 year in advance,
38-24.
and that too in a reputed magazine, not in some
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
So I was invited.
Amazing. Amazing.
Then what happened in Akola, I became quite famous in in astrology. And my well-wisher said, "You are so good healer, why you stay in the small city like Akola? Your proper destination is Bombay, right?"
Hmm.
So I also like that idea. I just applied for transfer to Bombay, to State Bank of India. I said I will like
Hmm.
to go to, and because nobody was going to Bombay, they immediately gave me transfer.
Okay.
So
Nice.
though from 1950 to 1980, I was in Akola. In 1980, I came to Bombay
Okay.
and started my starting my astrological work. And I
Hmm.
started my astrological coaching classes also. If you are knowing Krishnamurti Paddhati, advanced Taylor astrology, I used to teach.
Okay.
I used to teach advanced Taylor astrology, and the founded by one K.S. Krishnamurti from Madras.
Amazing.
So in 81, in 1980, 81, I started some astrological work in Bombay.
Okay.
And there, my destiny had something different for me.
What happened?
There was only one healer in India that time, and he was in the Bombay hospital. He was appointed as a director of parapsychology department in Bombay hospital.
What is his name?
His name was Dr. Ramakant Keni.
Ramakant Keni.
He was the director of parapsychology department in Bombay hospital. He came to know about me.
Okay.
So that person was a healer, and he was the only healer, but practicing in Bombay hospital.
Okay.
So he came to me for astrological guidance.
Okay. For his own personal life?
Yes,
Or
for his
okay.
personal. He heard
Okay.
my name,
Okay.
and then he came to me, and then we became friends in a way.
Hmm.
I casted his horoscope and predicted something for him. That
Okay.
is the story of 1980,
Okay.
not now. One day he said, Mohan, I feel you are a healer. Actually, I was not interested in healing that time because Bombay hospital, it's a corporate hospital.
Yeah.
They are charging heavy, and that is a business.
Right.
And that time he used to charge 500 rupees. See, in 1980, 500 rupees were far more. Maybe
Yes. Correct.
today's 5,000, more than
Correct.
5,000, right?
Correct.
So actually, I said, what you have to do? He said, come to my chamber again, I will confirm.
Ji.
So I went to his chamber. He said, close your eyes. I closed my eyes. Then what he has done, I don't know. He said, yes, you have a tremendous power and you can do healing. Okay? This is our destiny. See, I was a banker and no interest in healing because I was a septic person. I was not. I didn't have any religious background that time. And
Okay.
I said, what to do then? He said, nothing. Your touch will heal the patient. This happened in 1980, but I did not give much importance to that person because I know he's a businessman. He's doing practice.
Correct.
And so, but 6 months passed. Problem is from now. What happened? When I was transferred to Bombay, I was transferred to a very small branch.
Okay.
The name of the branch was State Bank of India, Woodhouse Road, Kolaba.
Okay.
That time the staff was 15 or 20, not much. So I was posted in there. So this story that I can heal by my touch was known to all the staff of the Woodhouse Road Bank.
How? Somebody told?
Maybe because of in lunchtime we talk and I said, "Oh, yesterday I went to the doctor." Maybe I
Okay.
narrated. So everybody knew.
Okay.
And everybody knew that I do not believe on that.
Okay.
They said, then what happened after 6 months or 8 months? My accountant, Narendra Kumar Navghare, he suffered from a ganglion. Now,
Oh my God.
ganglion, this bone was like
Ji,
this.
ji.
The doctor told him this is ganglion. We can operate it, but it will again grow. Say it is
And you
incurable.
cured
It is
it.
incurable. We can operate
Okay.
it, but it will again grow.
Okay.
So that my officer requested me, why not we try? Anyway, even if I operate, it is again after 1 or 2 years, I will have to go for second operation. Why not we try? Somebody has told you, no?
Yeah. So
So
just
that time,
out of
so
curiosity, you guys tried.
so then we started our experiment.
Hmm.
And that time, people, this idea was laughable. If in 1980s, if I say somebody, I will touch you and heal you, he will say, are you mad? Because that time,
True.
healing, acupressure, nothing was there. Go to
Nothing
1980.
was there.
So
Right.
what we
Right.
used to do, I used to enter our record room. We
Mm-hmm.
used to enter our record room. Nobody was there. Only our vouchers and records was kept. There we'll go.
Mm-hmm.
We'll shut the door and just try. And
And what
frankly,
you actually tried?
even
What
I didn't
act?
know because I have not learned anything. No, just
Yeah.
observe Dr. KD sometime. So
Right.
I told him close your eyes. I also closed my eyes and just touch with my fingertips.
Hmm.
That portion that there was a growth and
Right.
painful growth.
Right.
He could not lift even 1 kilo. That was painful.
Okay.
So frankly, there was no guru, no guidance, nothing. Only there was a statement that simply your touch will heal the patient. And on that basis, we started the experiment.
Hmm.
The My boss was saying, yes, your hands are very warm.
Hmm.
Even then, I didn't give much importance. Somebody's hands are warm, somebody has, doesn't matter. Huh?
Hmm.
So we always close the door and done it. And because we were working in the same bank, whenever we have some time, we'll go in the record
Okay.
room and try. Roughly after 1.5 months,
Hmm.
the growth receded, almost disappeared. In first 2-3 days only the pain stopped. But even then,
You knew about being zero at that time? No, right?
no, not much,
Okay.
not much.
Okay.
Later on, I developed, right? Huh?
Hmm.
Not much. So there was some potentials in me. There is no doubt about it. But then I
Hmm.
further
Developed
expanded
them.
that.
Hmm.
So after 1.5 months, the growth receded. The pain gone, growth receded. And that instance convinced me that there is something.
Hmm.
And then I took this line seriously. That time again there was one problem. I was famous astrologer that time, but I thought this is a different line, and there is nobody here. The entire field is open, and here is a more scope. And in any way, astrology is not that accurate.
Hmm.
And even in astrology, we do not do what we say. Yes, next year it will be good, but our efforts are minimum there. Here, because of our efforts, he becomes okay.
Hmm.
So from 1982, what I thought, okay, now it is established that there is something in my hand, some power is in my hand, right?
Hmm.
But I need to do practice. See, doctors, even after the completion of the course, they have internship for 18 months.
जी.
So my idea was to try more and more patients, right?
जी.
So what I said, because of astrology, I was known to some social worker in Varli Naka. You know Varli Naka, Bombay?
I'm very new here.
Okay, that time it was all a textile area.
Hmm.
There are 6 roads, 5 or 6 roads meet there. That
Hmm.
that square is called Varli Naka.
Okay.
So I knew one social worker there. I told him I have developed some new branch.
Healing power.
I will like to treat people free, but can you give me patients?
Hmm.
He said, I will arrange. So he arranged because that time the situation also helped. The situation also helped me that there was you may not be knowing, there was a very big strike that is known as Datta Saman Textile Strike in 1980.
Okay.
And where I was working means I was trying to heal people was also textile area.
Hmm.
So I used to treat 30 to 50 textile workers, striking textile workers every day at that center, Varli Naka. So 82 to 84, 2 years, I was treating 30 to 50 textile workers, striking textile, poor textile workers, striking, no money. They could not give money.
People were believing that healing is working for
No, in
them.
that area they were believing they were not elite people. They are textile workers, laborers.
Hmm.
And then there I get a lot of confidence, and because unless you treat 10, 12, 50 people, you will not have confidence. So
Hmm.
every day I used to treat Initially, I used to treat on Monday and Thursday, about 30 to 50 people, and they were textile workers. And because they were on the strike, government has stopped their ESI scheme. They say you are on the strike now, you don't get that insurance scheme now, free medicine. And that was a very good time for me. Why? Suppose you take medicine, and if you take healing, how you will know?
What is working, right?
So that was the right situation. But maybe universe have arranged something for me. So
Definitely.
I healed laborers, striking laborers, poor laborers, and striking laborers means they never had any money to go outside and take medicine. And then there I got a lot of experience.
Mhm. Have you tried healing somebody who doesn't believe at all in
Yes,
healing
yes, yes.
and it worked?
You will be surprised what I will say. My best patients are people who do not believe.
Dhirubhai Ambani, is it?
Do you think Dhirubhai Ambani believed?
How did
But
he find you?
forget about Dhirubhai Ambani. I, I will tell you one name of a person. There was a company called AppLab
Okay,
or Automatic Electric Company.
okay,
His person, the chairman was Mr. M.G. Bhatt,
okay.
and he was a gold medalist in textile, VJTI. And people who were knowing him say, if this person can believe, anybody can believe. Means he was a totally aseptic person. And I treated him in 2 minutes,
What
and
was the
he
disease?
gave me a letter. He gave me a letter, and that letter, whenever some intellectuals will read, they will say, "This person cannot believe anything. How he can believe you?" So my experience is, the person who has no faith can be cured early.
Because their
Why?
mind works less.
Yes. See, body and mind is more linked than faith. Faith and illness.
Right.
So if you have a strong mind, your body is strong. So
Mm.
what is more important for a healer? If he gets a strong-willed person like Ambani, it is
Mm.
helpful. It is not faith.
Mm.
Strong-willed person is more important. So I have found 3, 4 people who were non-believers, and actually, when you treat a non-believer, they later on they become advocates. You are advocates, right?
Amazing. Amazing.
Because they are convinced now. Huh? So my observation is the non-believers get healing better. Only they have to come. They have to come
Ji.
and sit. That's all. And I always say, I don't need your faith. What I need, you be open for some days. Come here for 5 minutes and go back, and do it for 5, 6 weeks, and then you decide whether it is true or
Mm.
false.
Right.
So that is the better approach, to be open, and that is sufficient for me. If a person is open, what I do, just I pray to Almighty, and frankly, the healing happens only in that state of mind. In normal state of mind, healing may not, means miraculous healing may not happen.
Ji.
If you have to for miraculous happening, one has to one must have that state of mind which is zero or almost zero, or
Right.
only one thought of the recovery of the disease. Single thought, and single thought is always very powerful. Just like, when sunlight grows, you observe the sunlight through a prism.
Right.
That single ray is very, it can burn the paper.
Right.
The same
Right.
way with the thought. A single thought is very powerful, and that is the basis of curse and boon. Ja, ye
Mm.
ho jayega. That was a single thought
Mm.
of the Rishi, right? A
Right.
single
Somebody
thought
who
is,
possess energy,
and but
like
with a
giving
single thought, it can
with a
happen something.
thought.
Yes, normal person doesn't have single thought. There is a crowd.
Mohanji, please share one or two elite clients of yours and what was your experience with them? How did they find you? How was this? What were you healing them for? How did the healing go? What was their reaction after that? If you can share some of the, sessions that stayed with you so long.
I started my healing journey in 1982,
Ji.
and I think I have performed every day. Sometimes 5, sometimes 10, sometimes 20, sometimes 50, and between 1997 to 2002, I can say I have treated every day more than 100 people. Particularly between 1997 to 2002, because in 1997 I was at the peak of my career.
Hmm.
Means every big paper have written about me. Quick Magazine, Asian Age, Times of India, and so many papers have covered me in 1997. So I was on the peak of my career. So from 1997 to 2000, I might have treated every day 100 people. And
Amazing.
naturally, I am fortunate to meet lot of people lot of dignitaries, lot of famous people from 1982 to 2000 now, 2024, 25. So my first big person is Dhirubhai Ambani, absolutely. And why? Because that time I was not popular. There was no article published about me. Most of my articles were published from 92 December onwards. And you may find even 30, 40, 50 articles about me. But there was no article in 1986. When Ambani,
How did he find you then?
When Ambani approached me. So it
How
is
did
just from mouth publicity. What happened? There was one person who was an editor of Navashakti
Okay.
newspaper.
Okay.
That is the Free Press Journal group. So their editor's wife and editor's daughter I treated.
Okay.
Then in his group there was another big writer, Bal Samant. He was a famous writer and he was the PRO of Chief Minister of Maharashtra.
Okay.
In early days. When I met him, he was not a PRO of that Chief Minister, but in a way he was linked with ministers.
Okay.
Lot of ministers and all that. Now that Mr. P.R. Behere, whose wife and daughter was treated to me, took me to that other person, Bal Samant.
Okay.
Who was connected to a lot of ministers and he was well off. So Bal Samant suggested me, can you treat Dhirubhai Ambani? I said, oh, fine. What happened? Dhirubhai suffered a stroke in February 1986.
Okay.
Then he had tried a lot of treatments. I heard he was in San Diego also sometime. And he tried a lot of things and nothing happened. And I met him on the 2nd October 1986.
Okay.
See, he suffered in February.
For that long.
I met him in
October.
2nd October 1986.
Okay.
Till that time, his total right side was affected.
Right.
Right hand, right leg.
Okay.
And that time I was introduced to him through Bal Samant. Why again? Because because of this condition of Dhirubhai, he could not go to Delhi.
Okay.
So he needed somebody who is connected to ministers. So he appointed Bal Samant as General Manager, Corporate Affairs, Reliance.
Okay.
For that purpose, that he will go to Delhi and maneuver the things. He needed somebody because in this state, when he cannot walk, he cannot go to Delhi and meet ministers, right?
Right.
So he needed somebody, and Bal Samant was that person who was earlier he was a PRO of one chief minister. He was well connected in Delhi. So he appointed General Manager, Corporate Affairs in Reliance.
Okay.
And that person, Bal Samant, introduced me to Dhirubhai. He suggested, Dhirubhai, I know one person who may be helpful. Do you want to meet?
Okay.
Dhirubhai said yes. And why I have chosen 2nd October? Because it is a holiday. I was working in a bank. So I thought, why not do it on a holiday?
Okay.
It's a special case, good case.
Yeah.
And I was just 36 years old. And at that time, even I didn't have good shirts to wear. I was not financially okay.
Okay.
And I was wearing chappals. So I was the person who was going to Dhirubhai's office with chappals.
Wow.
Okay. So 2nd October 1986, I met him first. With Mr. Bal Samant took me, and there is another MLA from Andheri, some Samant again. He was an MLA from Andheri that time. They took me to Dhirubhai. Dhirubhai said where I had to come. Means I treated him. Then he said, I said I don't have office, I will come here.
Okay.
So either Dhirubhai's or that Samant's car will come to my office, State Bank of Dadar. I was in State Bank of India, Dadar, and my all colleagues know that I was taken to Reliance office that time.
Okay.
So this is how I was introduced to Dhirubhai. Then I used to meet him twice in a week, initially twice in a week.
For 5 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes. I may be giving more minutes for him. Because that time my work was not big.
Yeah.
Just 82 I started, 86 I met. And this was the first big patient I met.
Yeah.
So maybe I was taking 10, 15 minutes. I don't remember now. Now 38 years have passed.
Yes.
No? Yes. So in 3 months, I remember By January 87, he was okay. He could walk nicely. He was almost normal,
Amazing.
except two fingers. If anybody makes a shake hand, they will know that he is not okay. Otherwise, anybody will not find. As on 87 January, he was okay. And 86 October, his right hand, leg, hand, everything was affected. And if you consider that from February he was suffering, you can say that I hurt it. But that time we could never disclose such whenever we treat some people. But later on, he had a big paper. It did not last long. He has his own paper, Sunday Observer. But Sunday Observer gave me half-page publicity in his own paper.
Wow.
That cutting is with me, means, but the Xerox is not okay. That didn't last much because that idea, Sunday paper idea, didn't click in India. It was a 6 rupee paper that time, only on Sunday. That's only one day paper didn't click, but that was owned by Ambani, and that paper gave me more than half page publicity.
Wow.
And there it was mentioned, I cured in his own paper.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have cured, he wouldn't have given you that page space.
Yes, and even that paper, Xerox is there, scanned paper is there, but not right. The article's name was Brought to Hill.
Brought to Hill.
Okay. So this was the first major. And then I met a lot of people, a lot of industrialists, not one. I met Madhupal Singhania, Raymonds. He was a shooter. Means his hobby was shooting. So because of shooting, he got a jerk here in the neck. I treated him. Madhupal Singhania, they call it MPS. Now I think he's in Singapore. He's again industrialist.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Somani, Narendra Somani, he approached me. Then there's in the north, there's a big industrialist, Dalmia. In Dalmia family, I treated about 20 people in his family. In Connaught Place area, there's a big Dalmia house. So yeah. He's one of the Dalmia. Again, second, I can tell you, he was the owner of Times of India. Earlier owner of Times of India. So he was also an industrialist. So I treated him. Then the best thing I can tell you, 2014, I met Balram Jakhar, the Speaker of Lok Sabha. That photograph, if I have, I can send you. I treated him.
Wow.
Then I treated Chief Minister of Karnataka, Dharam Singh. Then H.K. Patil is the minister in Karnataka. He used to organize my healing camps in his city, in his village, Hulkoti, in the district, Gadag district of Karnataka.
Wow. This is so inspiring.
One another minister, Siddharam Mehtre, in Solapur, he was organizing my camp in Solapur.
Wow.
Like that, so many people I came across. So actually, I'm not happy to say, even I was approached by Mohan Desai.
Why not happy to say?
I met him for one day.
Okay.
Problem was, he could not come to me. And I had to go to him. That I could not follow up. He had such a backache that he could not travel in the car also. He has to sleep in the car.
Okay.
Then only he can go somewhere. That much backache he had. And that time I didn't have that much time to go to him. But we had one meeting in his Khetwadi house. Khetwadi, Bombay is a very old Bombay area. There he used to stay. I met him once.
Wow.
Another story I can say which I didn't like, but what happens? You know Bhagwan Dada? Bhagwan Dada was a very famous dancer and in old Hindi cinema. And Mera Priya Gaye Rangun Vagare picture. Some 50 years back he was very famous.
Okay.
So his son requested me to come, but he was staying in New Bombay, and my center was in Churchgate. I used to stay in Dombivli, so it was not possible for me to again go to his place, New Bombay. He was in New Bombay, but he was a different person, a very very high stature in film industry. Bhagwan, Master Bhagwan, yeah, Bhagwan Dada bolte unko.
Wonderful.
So not many people I met. There was some media issue during Sushant Singh. So just that time I made a diary note. I found that I have treated 110 dignitaries in my life, and 110 was Sushant Singh Rajput. First was Dhirubhai Ambani, 110th was Sushant Singh Rajput. Why? Why he was the last? Because then there was a COVID, Corona,
Yes.
and I could not
Right.
touch. And I have already always worked with the touch. So my
Right.
work stopped for some years.
Hmm.
And then I migrated here,
Okay. You are in California right now.
California right now. I migrated in 21 December to California. And almost that time there was a Corona, COVID. I treated him in the 23 and 24 November. I had a call from Riya Chakrabarti.
Okay. How did
On to,
Ria know about you? Through
I
all
was
the.
told that Sushant Singh searched me through Google. Anybody can
Okay.
search. If you
Okay.
put some different Mohan Joshi name
Yes.
will be there.
Yes.
Then Sushant told Riya to call me. So accordingly, 23rd November 2019, Riya called me when I was doing a healing session, or I think I was teaching healing that time to somebody. The call came. I said, come here. Come in Thane. I was in Thane.
Okay.
Riya said, no, he cannot come. He's in depression and all that. Okay. Then I went to his house. Exactly 23rd November 2019
Okay.
in the afternoon.
Okay.
And Riya given me a diagram, the address, and I went to him. So maybe it was my first meeting. So maybe I was there for 20 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
And I touched him the same manner. Actually, he was sleeping when I came. Most of the talking was done with the Riya only on that day. Then he sat. I treated him for 5 to 10 minutes and went back to my house. They dropped me, of course. I went by Uber and they dropped me to my house, Thane. I thought this may be only one meeting. Because celebrities, you know.
You're right.
Again, on the 24th, next day, I had a call from Riya that, oh, he's 90% okay. He's talking, he's laughing to others. So today, not only you come, you have a dinner, have a lunch with us. So on 24th November, we chit-chatted, we had a lunch together. Myself, Riya and Sushant, we took a lunch there.
Okay.
Then I said, hereafter I cannot come to you because some cancer patient wanted to meet me at Bombay, Delhi, and that patient was coming. So I said, from tomorrow I am not available. If you are serious, you can come to Thane and take the treatment.
Okay.
They never
Fair
came.
enough.
They never
Okay.
came. But I can tell you this much: on the 24th November, he was 90% okay. That was and he was laughing, he was talking. I chit-chatted with him. Then we don't know what happened. Then he made a suicide or whatever happened. He's on 14 June 2020. But you know, media want some stories.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
my phone call was traced on the Riya's
Right.
phone calls, and my name was also
On Sushant's
given
phone.
by media.
Okay.
And that's why I
That's
said, no,
horrible.
that time
How you handled the whole scenario? How you handled the entire controversy?
that 1 or 2 days was difficult because that time, you know, it was election time in Bihar, I think. So it was blown out of proportion by media. But okay, because see, when we do certain things, there are some minus point also, isn't it? So it happens. When I made 110 dignitaries, one thing is like this also. Different experiences
All
come in life.
Yeah, all experiences are to be
Yes,
gone
but
through.
because of Sushant, I can tell you one thing. Maybe I was known to lakhs of people that time. Later on, I became famous. Means my name reached to crores, because that Sushant news was covered by every paper in the entire India,
Right.
even in the foreign country. So my name is always. If you Google me, my name will be linked with Sushant Singh. So
Yeah,
what
I read about
happened?
that.
There were a lot of stories because people don't know healing. No, so
Right.
somebody say he is mantrik, somebody say he is a tantric. So I made a small video about the facts. So you will find my video also.
Right. I saw
Because
that.
media was saying whatever. Somebody
Right.
was saying he's a yogi, somebody saying tantric, somebody saying mantrik, whatever. So to make the record straight, I made a 5-minute video, and that is also available on the YouTube. On 23 and 24, I met him, and then I met Never because I was busy. And he is not the only person. Even I have treated Dhirubhai and Dharam Singh, that Chief Minister of Karnataka. That is my 3 minutes video. And I am doing this work selflessly. I don't charge. I never charge. I must tell you, in 43 years, I have never charged anybody. Means I have not demanded any. I have not demanded money. People paid me, but I never demanded. Nobody knows what is my fee because I never asked. I agree one thing, that whenever I used to stay outside, means when I used to visit outside. For example, I used to visit Delhi. There I used to charge 500 rupees, but just to take out the cost. My cost was 20,000-30,000, flight, hotel, and all that. So there only I used to charge 500. The purpose was to take out the cost of travel. But in my city, I have never charged, I have never demanded any money from anybody. People have paid me generously, no doubt. Some people have paid me, but I never, because healing is not a commercial activity. I just want to emphasize, healing is not a commercial activity. It is like a motherly love, and that motherly love heals. That compassion heals. That unconditioned love heals.
Ji. This was such an inspiring, eye-opening session, Mohanji. So many myths were broken, so many belief systems were shattered, and I got clarity as a healer in what direction I need to move ahead. I need to be a medium, I need to be a good medium, I need to acquire energy, and I need to reach a shunya state and let the divine power work its way out and heal other people, heal myself through that. This was such an eye-opening session. Thank you so much for your energy. Thank you so much for your time. I'm feeling so blessed that I got the session with you and had this podcast with you. So thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm also thankful because through you I will reach more people, and my mission is healing is my mission. So I want to reach more and more people.
Definitely. I hope it reaches everybody who is in need of this. And viewers, if you could connect with Mohanji's journey, Mohanji's healing technique, and if you want to learn how to be in the Shunya state, you can reach out to him. I will share all his contact details in the description as well. Thank you so much for today. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you for you, and thank you to listeners also, because I am not a TV personality. I may not talk properly, but as far as my understanding, I have tried my best to express my thoughts.
You were brilliant, Mohanji. You explained everything very clearly. I could understand.
But because of the foreign language, we can't be that fluent, right?
Yeah, that may happen.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody.